Doing the intro after the video today because the original intro didn't work. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Legion of Boom. You know, the most dangerous secondary in football in the 2010s? Why is every member besides Cam Chancellor insane? Brandon Browner, he's in prison for attempted murder and endangering 2 children. Earl Thomas had a threesome with his own brother and some random girl, then fought his own teammate and hasn't played since. Now you have Richard Sherman holding his wife hostage and threatening to kill himself. For the love of God, I hope they're okay, but what is going on? Like, if for some reason the next 30 days Cam Chancellor goes insane, I don't know what he does with his retirement, but he just starts like hitting people on the golf course or something, they need to launch an investigation on Pete Carroll. I think his gum smacking might be causing some CTE. Alright, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video has been requested apparently for like 9 days. SCU Production said, day 9 of asking Wyatt to rank his top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. That seems easy. But just so you guys know in comments, and I'm not mad about that comment at all, but I'm just saying if you say like day 9, day 10, day 100, I don't believe half of the ones I see, and I miss a lot of them too. So I don't prioritize anything like that, just so you guys know. And one super quick plug, head over to gfuel.com and use code WyattzWorld to save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Alright, on to the list. Okay, so the disclaimer of this video is that some of these players are a little bit older, but I tried to refrain from picking any old ass player that I have absolutely no fucking idea. They're not guys I look at and I'm just like, oh shit, they're obviously top 10. Like, no. They might be, but to me, no. This is gonna be my personal top 10 NFL quarterbacks of all time. Alright, so starting off at number 10, and some people might want to leave the video after saying this. This is the one that's really questionable, but I am putting him on here, and no, I'm not fucking kidding you. At number 10, give me Michael Vick, and I will explain why. I know, this guy had some very questionable life choices, very awful life choices. I know he wasn't the best passer, he didn't carry the best record, he was never really the best quarterback. Well, I mean, he was the best quarterback, but he was never looked at as like, you know, the GOAT or anything like that. But Michael Vick, not only is he my, you know, favorite quarterback ever and the reason I love fucking Virginia Tech, but that guy revolutionized the game of football. Without Michael Vick, there's not Lamar Jackson running around the field like he is. There's not Deshaun Watson scrambling out of the pocket like he is. We didn't have Tyrod back in 2016 on the Bills without Michael Vick. I know that for a fucking fact because Michael Vick trained Tyrod. Any of these big scramblers you see in the league today were inspired by Michael Vick. Now, as far as Michael Vick's stats go, yeah, not that great either. It's like he had 22,464 passing yards, 133 touchdowns, 88 picks. Then he had 6,000 rushing yards with 36 rushing touchdowns. He ended his career with a decent win-loss, going 61-51-1, which is above 500. He also managed to go to 4 Pro Bowls, earn a Comeback Player of the Year award, and I think just like some sort of Player of the Year award. It's the Burt Bell Award. I don't know what the fuck it's for. Back on Michael Vick, man, this guy had some of the craziest runs, some of the craziest throws, some of the craziest plays the world had ever seen at that time. And yeah, there's Mr. OG Swag, Randall Cunningham. I love him too, but not even he was half the athlete Michael Vick was. You don't have to agree with me putting him on the list. You don't even have to like the guy at all. But you do need to accept the fact that the reason the league is how it is today is because of Michael Vick. He paved the road for Lamar Jackson. He paved the road for Deshaun Watson. He's paved the road for any other scrambler who's entered the league since 2005. Give me Michael Vick at number 10. Up next, we got number 9, Dan Marino. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch Dan Marino, like, at all. Fuck, I think he retired, like, 3 years after I was born. Other than an Ace Ventura Pet Detective, I have watched a number of Dan Marino highlights, and I know a little bit about the guy. He threw for 61,000 yards, being the first NFL quarterback to ever hit 50 or 60,000. I know that's not a lot of yards now because, I mean, as the game evolves, it's just going to keep getting passed up. But at one point, this man led the charge. He's also got an NFL MVP, an Offensive Player of the Year award, a Comeback Player of the Year award, a Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award, 3 All-Pros, 5 second-team All-Pros, 9 Pro Bowl appearances, and he's led the NFL in passing yards 5 fucking times. Another thing about Dan Marino is that he had kind of the Mahomes thing, where he has a quick release and just a fucking cannon of an arm. But if you go back and look at Marino's MVP season where he had 5,000 yards and 48 touchdowns, he also had like 17 picks or something like that, and wasn't afraid to throw the ball. Like I said, unfortunately I didn't get to watch a whole lot of him, but judging what I know, what I've seen, and what I've read on him, Dan Marino earns a number 9 spot. Alright, up next we got number 8, Steve Young. 15-year career, started out in Tampa Bay for 2 years, then he went to the 49ers. He didn't actually really start playing until like 6 years into his NFL career. However, in 1987, he only threw for 570 yards, but he had 10 passing touchdowns and 0 picks. Really, really weird to see that. But once Steve Young started playing, which it looks like in 1991 is when he took over in San Fran, finished with a career record of 94-49, throwing for only 33,000 yards and 232 touchdowns. But in that stint of time, he won 3 Super Bowls, a Super Bowl MVP, 2 NFL MVPs, an NFL Offensive Player of the Year award, the 3 All-Pros, 4-time NFL passing touchdowns leader, 6-time NFL passing rating leader. He was fucking insane. That ain't the icing on the cake about Steve Young, though. The icing on the cake about Steve Young is that man also liked to run. Now, he didn't have the speed or the mobility that Michael Vick did, but this guy wasn't afraid to take a fucking shot. He had 43 touchdowns. Rushing, he got up to the line, and this man would just take a fucking pop if he had to. He also did have that notorious 60-yard touchdown run. But this was a different game back then. It's not what it is today. These guys weren't pussies. They were hard asses. Steve Young was a fucking king, man. All right, number 7, one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, an absolute legend to the game, Brett Favre. This is my brother's favorite, I think, athlete ever. I'm pretty sure Brett Favre is just my brother's favorite human being to ever be born. I mean, I'm not the same level of love for Favre, but I do admire him, I do respect him, and I do know how much he did for the game. Brett Favre played for 20 years in the NFL, going 186 and 112. He also threw for 71,000 yards and 508 touchdowns. He hasn't played in the league in 11 years, and he still sits number 4 all-time passing, and there is nobody who even has a shot of catching him right now besides Ben Roethlisberger, who is 7th all-time, and he has 11,000 less passing yards. And yeah, Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford are down there, but they're still 15,000 yards behind the guy. It's just going to be crazy when it's 2040 and Brett Favre is still top 5 all-time passing yards just because nobody's going to be able to catch him. There's very few people in the NFL who can consistently come out and put on the show Brett Favre did for as long as Brett Favre did it. Now, yes, Favre was a human interception machine. It's kind of funny people talk shit about Jameis Winston for throwing 30 because Favre threw 29 picks in a season too. But if we go look at Brett's awards, he's a Super Bowl champion, a 3-time NFL MVP, an NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 3-time first-team All-Pro selection, 3-time second-team All-Pro selection, 11 fucking Pro Bowls, and of course the NFL All-Time 100 team. Jay Cutler was a poor man's Brett Favre. Josh Allen, I hope, is a rich man's Brett Favre. But nobody, and I mean fucking nobody, will ever be Brett Favre. Number 6, we've got John Elway. Just a legend of the business, man. He had 51,000 passing yards. I know he's not going to be too high on the all-time passing list, but that man is dedicated. He spent 15 years on one team, the Denver Broncos. John Elway also just happens to be the reason that Denver had any fucking credibility until Peyton Manning won him a Super Bowl. Because John Elway won them 2 Super Bowls, also a Super Bowl MVP, an NFL MVP, 9-time Pro Bowler, 51,475 yards and 300 touchdowns. Now, a lot of people like to talk shit about Elway because, yeah, he had 300 touchdowns, but he also threw 226 picks, which isn't really good at all. I mean, my guy, that's almost a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio at the end. But it doesn't fucking matter when you won 148 games and only lost 82 of them. That's damn near a 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. So I don't know how the fuck that worked out. But that guy won them games. And he won them a lot of games, and he did it for a long time, and he's definitely one of the best quarterbacks of all time. John Elway might look like a fucking horse, but he's number 6 on my all-time list. Alright, on to number 5. We go right back to the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, anybody who tries to fucking say that this isn't true is a goddamn idiot. You don't have to say he's top 5, but he is top 10. Damn near Patrick Mahomes is almost top 10 at this point in his career. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback I have ever seen in my life. I might go as far to say that he's the best quarterback I've ever seen in my entire life. I know he doesn't have the best career yet, but Aaron Rodgers, since he's came into the league, has been number 1. He has been the fucking best. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes has competed alongside him. Tom Brady has competed alongside him. Drew Brees, Andrew Luck, back when he was playing, they were great. They were playing alongside him. But every single year that Aaron Rodgers has gotten an opportunity to play since he got picked, he got drafted in 2005. I don't think he started playing until 2008. He's been the fucking man in the NFL. 126 wins, 63 losses, and 1 tie. 51,245 passing yards, 412 touchdowns, 89 interceptions. He has 100 less touchdowns than Brett Favre does, and Brett Favre has like 300 more interceptions than Aaron Rodgers does. That is fucking ballistic. Also, not to mention that Aaron Rodgers already in his career, I know he's like 36 and he might actually be retiring soon. But if he continues to play, he's only going to add on to this long list that we have, which is a Super Bowl champion, a Super Bowl MVP, a 3-time NFL MVP, most recently winning it this last season. A 3-time first-team All-Pro, 9 Pro Bowl appearances, and he's also led the league in touchdowns twice. The only reason Aaron Rodgers isn't going to go down as the greatest quarterback of all time is because his team fucking hates him and they will not help him out. Look at those numbers, zero excuse that he does not have at least 4 championships right now. Up next at number 4, fuck this guy, Drew Brees. So the one thing about Drew Brees is that this guy's got every award you can possibly have except an MVP. Shit, he's been to the Pro Bowl over 10 times. He's been All-Pro. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been a Super Bowl MVP. He's been the Offensive Player of the Year. I'm sure he's been every kind of fucking Man of the Year you can get. But he's never won an MVP, which is insane to me. I think he does deserve it, by the way. Got 80,000 passing yards. He's number 1 all time. He won't be for long. Tom Brady's going to pass him up this year. But he's always going to be at the top of the list. Carried a career record of 172 wins and 114 losses. 571 touchdowns, 243 interceptions. Career completion percentage of 67.7%. This is my favorite stat of them all from Drew Brees, though, as much as I hate this asshole. But the best part about Drew Brees is he has not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5,000 passing yard seasons. There's only been like 13 in NFL history. Drew Brees almost has fucking half of those. He wasn't my favorite quarterback. I didn't care for him the last 5 years of his career when he couldn't really throw the ball more than about 20 feet. But he's always going to be remembered as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And as much as I hate the fucking Saints, I can even admit that. When he was going to go deep, you knew it because he would look like this every fucking time. You would literally see him wind back like this and just fucking heave it as far as he could. It was hilarious. I'll say something nice to him. Have a good retirement, Drew. Number 3, we've got Joe Montana. Montana, I know, it's a joke from The Waterboy. So here's the thing about Joe Montana that I never really understood. His passing numbers are very, very just, Not one time, not once, did Joe Montana break 4,000 yards. But I'm looking at the numbers right now, man. Like, for his touchdowns and interception ratio, that wasn't even that good. Joe Montana, who is widely considered the greatest quarterback of all time, I know I have him at number 3, 40,000 passing yards, 273 touchdowns, and 139 picks. Like, I look at that and I'm like, it's good, but why is this guy considered the best? Well, the reason that Joe Montana is widely considered the best is because 117 wins, 47 losses. Now, this is where it gets good. He has won 4 Super Bowls. 3 of those Super Bowls, he was the MVP. He was the MVP of the NFL twice. He got Offensive Player of the Year, he got Comeback Player of the Year, he got All-Pro, he got Pro Bowls. And ranging from 1980 to 1989, Joe Montana held the highest completion percentage in football 5 times. So that answers my question. Joe Montana won you fucking games and he won you championships. 4 of them to be exact, and it sounds like he was solely responsible for at least 3 of them, considering he was the MVP. Comfortable keeping him up here now. I'll take Joe Montana at number 3. Alright, number 2, we've got Peyton Manning. Go find somebody who hates Tom Brady once and ask them who the best quarterback of all time is, because they're going to say Peyton Manning if they don't say Joe Montana. He has a Hall of Fame career in Indianapolis, misses a year because his neck hurts, comes back and has a second Hall of Fame career in Denver. Now, I know saying second Hall of Fame career might be pushing it, but he won a fucking Super Bowl with them and threw for 5,000 yards with them. 2 All-Pro selections with Denver, 3 Pro Bowl selections with Denver, all in a matter of 4 years. 186 wins, 79 losses, incredible. 71,940 passing yards, 539 touchdowns, 251 interceptions. If you look at Manning's career as a whole, yeah, he's got the 2 Super Bowl rings, one with Indy, one with Denver. Super Bowl MVP, 5 NFL MVPs, 2 Offensive Players of the Year, a Comeback Player of the Year, a Man of the Year, 7 first-team All-Pro selections. That's tied for first place, by the way. Nobody's ever been nominated that many times in the history of the NFL besides one person. I can't remember who the fuck it is. Sammy something. Manning also sits 3rd all-time as passing leader. One of the better field generals I've ever seen. Like, Peyton Manning himself would just take control of games and win games. His brother was good too, don't get me wrong. Eli, like I said, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, guaranteed if you're asking me, but Eli was nowhere nearly as good as Peyton. Yeah, give me Peyton Manning at number 2. And number 1, you guys guessed it, Kirk Cousins. Tom Brady, he is the greatest quarterback that has ever walked the face of the fucking earth. I said Rodgers is more talented, and I still mean that, but there's a difference between the best and the greatest of all time. This has always been my deal with Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. There are great players, but the greatest players are those who can do it the longest. Guy's 43 years old and he's still winning Super Bowls and he's still getting MVP votes. That shouldn't be a fucking thing. Tom Brady is old enough to be any of our dads. He's second all-time passing, just 1,000 yards behind Drew Brees. Obviously gonna pass him up probably, I don't know, after week 4. Career win-loss, 230 wins, 69 losses. That's a 3.0 KD there, boys. 581 touchdowns and 191 interceptions. Tom got drafted in 2000, for anybody that didn't know that. In the 20 years that he's been in the NFL, Tom Brady has won 7 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 NFL MVPs, 2 NFL Offensive Player of the Years, NFL Comeback Player of the Year, 3 first-team All-Pros, 2 second-team All-Pros, 14 Pro Bowl appearances, and then again, pretty much every fucking Man of the Year award imaginable. Also, Tom Brady has played in 45 playoff games. And his record in that, also a 3.0 KD, boys, 34-11. Like, there's the people that try to say he's some kind of fucking joke or that Tom Brady isn't the GOAT, like he's some kind of fraud, you know? They do not watch the sport of football. 20 years, 9-7's the worst you've done? Must be fucking rough, man. Take the GOAT at number 1. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for my top 10 NFL quarterbacks of all time. I'm sure this video will get booed into the ground, and that's fine. I don't even pay attention to half the comments anymore anyway. But for those who did request this video, I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was good. PCU Productions, I especially hope that you were satisfied after waiting 9 days for this. If you guys haven't gotten the opportunity to follow me on any social medias yet, go ahead and do that. The link is going to be in the description of this video. If you guys would like to support me, guys, it would mean so much. Please just hit the comment, like, subscribe. I post every single day. That shit being said, I'm going to hop off and edit this so everyone can watch it on time. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the next video.